All right, so here we are back at college football straight up, and excuse me, the announcement has been made, or is reporting to have been made, or is done. Looks, all indications look like Keelon Russell will be the starter at Alabama. So, not really surprised. Wouldn't have been surprised the other way. Honestly, kind of thought we're going to probably have Keelan start the season and then we'll move from there. But um, we'll see what happens. Anyway, um, it was probably made. I'm going to say probably a few days ago, just just not told. But let's kind of get into it just a little bit. Um, Austin Mack, probably not terribly surprised. Big time disappointed, I'm sure. Probably not terribly surprised. So here we go with what we're going to see and kind of what went into that decision. I think I heard Steve Spurrier say years ago. I want to say it was 1994. He had two guys, Terry Dean and Danny Werfel, and he was sort of flip flopping the guys back and forth, and he couldn't really decide. And Dean would start, and Werfel would start, and he was asked a question. And I want to say it was the week after the Auburn game that year. And they asked Spurrier, they said, Terry Dean's an upperclassman, Werfel's a little younger. Who are you going to go with? And are you trying to build for the future? And this, that, and the other. And Steve Spurrier said, I'm going to play the guy that's going to give us the best chance to win Saturday. Okay. Point being here is, and I've heard people say this, and I don't want us to go down this road, is, well, let's take some lumps with Keelan. Let's, we're going to be better off down the road for it. I don't want to play that game. Okay. I want the guy that gives us the best chance to win Saturday. If that's Keelan Russell, fantastic. If that's Austin Mack, fantastic. Heck, if that's Jet Tamala, fantastic. I don't care. But I want the guy that gives us the best chance to win on Saturday. And I've heard people say, well, yeah, we're going to take some lumps and probably some turnovers early, this, that, and the other. No, we don't want to. We don't want to do that. If he's doing that, then he doesn't need to be starting. Okay. What I think happened was this right here. Austin brings experience. He brings probably a little more consistency. I'm going to say what I've been told. I have not been to a practice. Have not been to a workout. Don't know what I've been told. He brings a little bit more consistency. Keelan brings more dynamic playmaking ability. Okay. He also doesn't bring the right reads all the time. Nobody does. He also will throw a ball here, there, the other. Okay. Arm strength, no question. Size, no question. Speed, no question. Same with Austin. Arm strength, size, can run. But I think Keelan was here, and I think Austin was here as far as physical ability. I think what happened was some of the decision making things and some of the lack of experience sort of evened that up. And if they're even, then go with the younger guy if there's no downside to it. Okay? There's no downside to it. Go with the guy that's got the bigger upside. Okay, now, if he's just got this dynamic playmaking ability, turn around and you turn around and you have a terrible fumble, terrible sack, well, then I think that changes the dynamic. We're going to find out because I'm just like 99.9% of everybody else. I have no idea what's been going on. I have no idea how they look in practice. I have no idea other than just a few snippets that I've seen and a couple of people that I have talked to. Now, Keelan was, I think, ranked number 2 coming out of high school. Maybe number 2 player overall or number 2 quarterback. I don't exactly remember. but ability is unquestioned. I'm very excited to see him start. It's a lot different when a guy gets on the field and it's 49-6 and this, that, and the other. And he's just being told, don't turn the ball over, basically. I can't wait to see what happens when he's turned loose out there. How much is Austin Mack going to play? Is he going to play at all? Is he second string? Is he even going to be on campus this time next week? We don't know any of these things. So, a couple of scenarios. They're going to open with East Carolina, a game they should win, a game they should win handily, a game where we should see both. Matter of fact, we probably should see 3 quarterbacks in that game. Will we? I mean, who knows? But, hoping Keelon comes out there, turns it on, leads an efficient offense, doesn't turn the ball over, looks the part, looks ready to go into SEC play. Hypothetical, I'm going to throw out here. Say Keelon starts, and say he's got 3 touchdown passes in the game. He's got a 47-yard touchdown pass, a 67-yard touchdown pass. He's run for another 33-yard touchdown, but he's got 2 picks and a fumble. Where are you looking at that now? Now we've had the dynamic guy, right? We've had that dynamic playmaker, okay, before, where awesome play, boneheaded turnover, awesome play, runs past the line of scrimmage with the football, penalty, those kind of things. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't want to see that. I want to see consistency. I want to see playmaking. I want to see it. I don't want to see, oh, well, he threw a 77-yard touchdown pass, but they just returned a pick 6 for 60 yards. Okay, you don't want to see that. What happens if that happens as we move through this season? And it happens again the next week. It happens again the next week. Say Alabama's winning. Say they beat Florida State, but there's 4 turnovers. Okay. Do you start to say maybe we ought to give Austin another look? I don't know. We're going to find out. But as of right now, Keelon is the starter. And the one thing I know for sure is that if that offensive line and those running backs don't block harder, don't block longer, don't block with more technique, don't run harder, don't hit the holes faster, don't look for a place to cut and get 5 yards instead of 1, I think it'll make a difference who the quarterback is. Anyway, good to know at least that, okay, now we know who it is. Now the coaches can game plan around that. The players can game plan around that. The players know who it is. The players know who's going to be calling the plays, throwing the ball. And we'll see where it goes. I think the defense is going to be fine. I'm a little concerned with AKD. I'm even more concerned with Crowell. Just because he just hasn't been able to shake the injury bug. And AK Deer has one of those injuries where it could be 6 weeks, but it could linger. You just don't know. It just depends. I mean, everybody heals differently. I hope that he's back. But I've been excited for Crowell for to be the 2nd season, I guess. And I'm just getting concerned about his durability. And is he going to be a guy that can carry the ball 25 times a game, 20 times a game? Is he going to be able to do that? We'll see. But anyway, just real short, just wanted to get that out there. Keelon, Now let's get everything going around him, get behind him, and let's get ready for East Carolina. Thanks, and we will see you next time.